Hello, I did end up getting to get one more into this episode there. We are talking about salt, a simple ingredient, correct? No, I'm afraid not. It's not. There's so many different types of kinds of salt and so many different ways to utilize salt that it is absolutely insane. In culinary practices, salt is actually very important. It is considered a flavoring and not a spice. It is used to bind and stabilize food. It also highlights and suppresses different flavors in your food. It is part of the 5 basic tastes on your tongue that your tongue perceives: salt, sour, bitter, sweet, and umami, which is all-around mouthfeel is basically what it says. There are many different types of salt in many different textures and flavors. For instance, you have salts such as everyday table salt, Himalayan salt, and pickling salt that all contain different characteristics and uses. Whereas I wouldn't necessarily use a pickling salt to put in a meal. I would use it to pickle things like cucumbers and eggs and things like that. There are different ways to use it in magic. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all of the different types of salt because there are so many. Please do your research. It can be used in spell work specifically to absorb energy and hold on to it. The remains can also be returned to the earth after the spell is done, although I don't particularly prefer this because it is not great for the environment. I tend to use things like eggshells and things that I know biodegrade very, very well. Usually I'll just put this stuff in the garbage. I either throw mine away, like I said, or I tend to use it in black salt. Like, I'll reuse it in black salt. I tend to utilize my incense. I'll put my incense and into a container with salt in it instead of like sand in it to catch the burnt pieces of the incense, and then I'll add that and utilize it in my black salt making so it never goes to waste. Standard salt can be used in protection, cleansing, and purification. Celtic salt, more appropriately used in kitchen witchery, as it has a lower sodium content. Black salt. Now, I just focused black salt, but there are 2, if not more, kinds of black salt. The one that I was speaking about is not edible. Please do not eat it. The non-edible is usually made by mixing salt with charcoal and ash from the ritual fire. Like I said, I tend to use my incense that I've burned and ritual fire and all sorts of stuff, and I put it in there. So that is the not edible kind. Please do not consume this at all. The other one is Hawaiian black salt, or lava salt. It is made by combining sea salt with coconut shell charcoal. This is edible and mainly only used in kitchen witchery. Please note that these, I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of how many salts they are. These are just a few types, and doing your research is the best way to get all the information that you need. Please also remember, as per usual, to please be careful when ingesting the herbs, plants, flowers, salts that I'm talking about. If you can't ingest salt, please don't ingest salt. If you are on a salt deficit diet, just utilize it in your practice. Don't actually ingest it. Please consult your family doctor or a professional. Or a professional if you're not certain of anything. So if you just please consult your physicians. We are not doctors. And I don't want to know how many times I'm going to say this over the time, but I want to get it into your heads. I'm just giving you different ways that you can utilize it, to use it in your practice. I don't condone at all ingesting anything that I tell you about unless you know for sure that you can. If you've done your own research, if you've consulted people, just do all that. all the things. Anyway, that is all I have for you for this week. You have a wonderful week, witches, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!